All right, let's get into stock up, stock down. We do this after every Packers game. We have some players whose stock rises after a game. We have some players or things or coaches whose stock falls after a given game. After the Packers' 27-18 win over the Washington Commanders, let's get in to some stock up, stock down. We start, of course, as we always do, with a stock up, and that goes to Tucker Kraft. What a game by him. It's a guy who we've talked about potentially taking that next step and the jump to becoming one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. And I thought last night was a really good example of why. He had that 57-yard catch, which he just had all the space in the world to run, and he just kept running and running and running and running. 6 catches, 124 yards, and a touchdown for Tucker Kraft as he continues to evolve and look like he could be one of the best receiving tight ends in the National Football League. A great game for him, a career-high 124 yards in the Packers win over the Commanders. Great game for him.
Yes. I tweeted it out yesterday, and I don't think I was emotional overreacting. Tucker Kraft is a top 3 tight end in the NFL and a top 50 player. He's that talented, that much of a difference maker. His skill set is so rare that I want to get the Tucker Kraft extension done quick.
Well, they've got another year.
They do.
And that price is only going up.
Yeah. I don't care. Unprecedented 3rd-year, 5-year extension. Don't care. Do it. Because he ain't going to be getting any cheaper.
No, he's not.
I've been a Tucker Kraft guy from day one. I think a lot of us have been. The way he stepped in as a guy from a small school, Luke Musgrave was clearly ahead of him. And then just every time he's out there and you can watch him blocking. You can watch him. He's working as hard as anybody on the field. And his ability to break tackles, stiff arm is just such a valuable weapon. And was happy that the Green Bay Packers, even though his targets weren't that high in the grand scheme of things, typically when you see a stat line like his, you typically see a lot more targets go his way. But he was on one yesterday.
Sure was.
He looked like. And it feels like if the Packers wanted to, they could have just kept throwing him the ball and it would have kept resulting in big plays and first downs and touchdowns. So I love Tucker Kraft. I'm excited to see him continue to grow because as much as we've talked about Tucker Kraft, he has not reached his ceiling in terms of what he's capable of.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to this fella here.
Stock up?
Yep.
Do it.
How do you like them apples? We've got a cornerback.
Yeah, we do.
Keyshawn Nixon had 5.
Yeah, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. 5
pass breakups.
Yes, he did.
He played as good as I've seen a corner play since prime Jair. He looked like a guy who was not only confident, but talented enough to, clearly, so 2 things happened yesterday. The Packers were targeting Marshawn Lattimore, and the Commanders were targeting Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah.
Lattimore, I believe, gave up like 7 or 8 receptions, and Keyshawn Nixon had almost as many pass breakups. I don't know why the Commanders were throwing the ball to Noah Brown so much. That's his right name,
Noah
right?
Brown, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah, they should stop.
Yeah, they shouldn't like him, but they do. Yeah.
Hey, hot tip for you, Cliff Kingsbury. Stop liking him so much. But I thought that was awesome to see from him, a guy who's been questioned seemingly every opportunity he's gotten, and he has answered the bell in such definitive ways that I still think you could certainly upgrade his position.
Yeah.
But I have no concern about him and the Packers secondary for the rest of the season.
Let's stay in that room, technically, with Javon Bullard.
Yes.
I thought he had a really nice night last night.
Let's be honest, he plays more cornerback than he does safety.
I mean, he's their guy in dime, or in nickel, excuse me, in the slot. I just thought he had a really nice night. No technical pass deflections, but had 5 tackles. I thought he was all over the field, and he's noticeable. He's tackling.
Yeah.
Including Jaden Daniels.
Almost killed him.
He almost killed a man. Oh, we probably should make that joke. The card came out yesterday.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
He's okay, though. He made an Instagram post. But his season's over. But Javon Bullard, I mean, he took Jaden Daniels down.
Yes. And I thought there was also a few other opportunities. He's a guy that's been picked on at times.
Yeah.
He's also a guy who got thrust into a starting position, facing one of the most difficult positions to cover, and struggled at times. That'll happen for a rookie.
It sure will.
I think we're seeing a maturation there from him in a real. I don't want to. Oh, that's a good way to put this. I don't want to ignore the fact that all of those corners seem to be playing with a relative level of confidence that I don't know if they would have last year because of their confidence in the front seven and getting pressure. Those guys are just sitting on routes and saying, "Dare, throw it here, I dare you." And almost every time they tried those short little dinky dunk routes, it was either a completion that was minimized or one that was knocked out of their hands and an incompletion.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to not just give a stock up to Jeff Hafley and the entire defense.
Yeah.
After what we've seen the last two games. So that's, I think, almost just expected. Everybody on defense pretty much gets a stock up. 4 more sacks, up to 8 sacks in 2 games. Pretty darn good start for a team that struggled with that last year, outside of 2 games. I've got 2 left for you. Stock up to the long ball. We talked about that. It's going to come together at some point. I promise you, Jordan Love is going to have a game where he's just throwing bombs, and they're going to connect. So stock up to the long ball, and stock up to one of my favorite players. Offense.
Chris Brooks.
You got it. Chris Brooks, stock up. 3 receptions for him yesterday. And, dude, they use him as a fullback, and I love it. I get so excited. At one point, they had a 22 personnel out there, so 2 running backs, 2 receiver, or 2 tight ends rather, with 1 receiver. They were out of the gun. Jacobs to the left, Brooks to the right, hand off to Jacobs. Lead blocker is Chris Brooks. It got me so fired up. It was right in front of me.
I think the Packers are going to have to continue to get more and more creative because when Chris Brooks is on the field, it very oftentimes signals we're throwing the ball, and I think teams might be able to take advantage of that.
Our poll over on ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, do you understand sports gambling? 78% of people say yes, 22% of people say no.
80.
Mine says 80, and ESPN Madison's is 100%. Get wrecked.
He technically wasn't wrong, though.
I wasn't wrong.
He was speaking to 20% of people. If you really love the MIA, you care about all of them.
You know, one of the things they tell us as you're coming up as a broadcaster is you should appeal to 20% of your audience.
Good pop. Good pop. Good pop. All right, quickly.
Well, actually, 10%. It's even worse.
Good pop by Joshy. All right, real quick. Stock down to kickers. I mean, doink, 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 doink.
Yeah. I got one stock up I need to sneak in before. Dontavian Wicks.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He's a player. I don't know.
He is a player.
I don't know if he's going to reach the potential I thought he could, but as a third option, I think you'd be hard pressed to find many better. The drops are gone.
Agreed.
He looks like he knows what he's doing. I still think he has some figuring out of offense and coverages and how to handle them. But the guy's just open now, and he just catches the ball.
4 catches, 44 yards on 6 targets for him, including a 14-yard long for Dontavian Wicks
and he's
yesterday.
A dog when it comes to run blocking.
Stock down to kickers. Matt Gay goes 1 for 3. Brandon McManus goes 2 for 3, but 3 for 3 on extra points because they scored 3 touchdowns.
That short field goal McManus had, snuck it in.
Snuck it in.
That was a...
Yeah.
I was holding my breath a little bit.
Yeah, I have a long stated feud with specialists. Brandon McManus being talked about how he was nearly perfect in training camp. Rob Demoski.
It was only going to come back to bite.
Going on the Bold-a-thon and saying he wasn't going to miss a kick. And then that was a huge...
Lasted 6 quarters.
That was a huge momentum point. It didn't end up having really any bearing on the game. But to go from potentially giving up points and then the offense putting you in position to make said field goal and then you doink it, that made me real upset.
PTSD for doinks, Will, as a Bears fan?
It's just a funny sound.
Make it for me.
And it echoes a little bit.
Yeah, that was good. That was actually pretty good.
You want me to do it again?
Yeah, one more time. One more time. Wow. Who's in charge around here?
I need a double doink. If if we're going to do a doink.
You're right. Give me the double doink.
Dude, why? Come on.
Do it.
Do it.
It's Friday, dude. We're so
Double
close.
doink.
Double doink. Double doink.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one really loud one with a couple echoes, and it might sound like two.
You know what sound that sounds like? Air horn.
Air horn me.
That's what that sounded like. All right, turn your mic off. You're done. You're done. Oh my God. Okay, that's stock up, stock down. Also, stock down to health after Jaden Reed breaks his collarbone.